Hi everybody, so you have a Spiral 3 mini quiz today, so I wanted to make sure that you guys are all good to go with this Spiral review. I'm going to pick and choose a few of these problems that I want to talk about and go over, hopefully the ones you had questions on, and if not, make sure you talk to the person sitting next to you to make sure you're good for your mini quiz before you guys take it. So remember, we see the word distance, we have to remember our distance formula. Remember our distance formula, d equals the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, write your answer in simplest radical form, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. Now look at the next one, slope. Hopefully your algebra teacher is not upset with you if you don't remember this. My slope, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry, my stylus is not the best. And then also notice the word center. Center is a fancy word for midpoint. When you see the word midpoint, you have to use the formula x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Remember, the midpoint gives you a point that is in the middle of those 2 points. So the word center means midpoint. So now let's talk about perpendicular slopes. In order for slopes to be perpendicular, what has to be true? They have to be the opposite reciprocal. So if my slope was 1/2, the perpendicular slope would be -2. Okay? And how I'd find the slope is I would use this formula, and then I would do the opposite reciprocal of it to find number 4. Number 5, notice it says, what is the length? Length, when you hear the word length, what formula are you going to use? You can use the distance formula, the midpoint formula, or the slope formula. I'm going to use distance, because distance determines how long something is. So I'm using the distance formula on that one. And then on number 6, what is the parallel slope of PA? So I would find the slope of PA first. So let's go ahead and do this one since I'm talking about it. So I have -6 minus 2 over -3 minus 6. So I have -8 over -9. So m equals 8 over 9. So my parallel slope is also 8 over 9. Okay? So now let's go ahead and see if I can erase this, or if not, scroll down. Let's just scroll down. Perfect. All right, angles, sides, numbering them, ordering them. The largest angle relates to the largest side. So my largest side is 9. So the angle it relates to is A. So angle A would be my largest side. Okay. Same thing works with number 8, except I'm working backwards. What is the smallest side? So I'd have to find the smallest angle, which is 22, and relate it to the opposite side, which is MT. If we look at the next one, notice all my angle measures aren't filled in, so I would have to look at this triangle first. 64 plus 54, subtract that from 180, I get 62. If this is 64, I know this is 64 because of vertical angles. So then I can do 64 plus 51. Subtract that from 180. I get 65. So now notice it asks what's the longest segment. So I got to find my largest side, which is my largest angle, which is 65, related to my opposite side, which is CD. Okay, let's keep going. Determine if 3 measures form a triangle. So we just got our right triangles, but notice I don't want to know if they're a right triangle. I just want to know if a triangle exists. So how do I do this? I have to take my 2 smallest angles, my 2 smallest sides, and I have to add them up and make sure that they are greater than my third side. So if I look at 10A, my 2 smallest sides are 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is greater than 6? No. So does a triangle exist? No. So I would put a big X through 10A. Let's look at the next one. Add up my 2 smallest sides. 8 and 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Is 10 greater than 8? Yes. So I'd circle B. Let's do another one. My two smallest sides are 5 and 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. Is 9 greater than 8? Yes. So circle C. And if I jump over to H, my two smaller sides are 1 and 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Is 3 greater than 3? No way. So does a triangle exist? Nope. Last one. No, I'm sorry, not last one. I can't even count. Next one. Two sides of a triangle are given. Find the range of the possible measures for the third side. So remember, we want to find the third side. We're going to take these two values and we're going to subtract them to get 3, which is my lower range. And then it's always less than x less than. And then I'm going to add these two values to get my upper range. And remember, it says between 3 and 13, but 3 is not included and 13 is not included. So really anything between 4 and 12. If I look at the next one, I'm going to add 6 and 9 and get 15, and then I'm going to subtract them and get 3. So my range is anywhere between 3 and 15, but don't include 3 or 15. Let's look at number 12. The lengths of two sides of a triangle are 5 and 7. The length of the third side may not be. So I got to set up my range first. So I'm going to subtract and get 2. I'm going to add and get 12. So I'm looking for which ones are not. So 12, that won't work, so circle it. 7 will work, so can't circle that one. 3 will work, can't circle that one. 5 will work, can't circle that one. And the last one, two sides of an isosceles triangle have lengths 2 and 12 respectively. Find the length of the third side. So I have two options, so I said draw a picture to help. So an isosceles triangle. So either these could be 2, 2, and 12, or it could be 12, 12, and 2. Which one doesn't work? Well, notice if I look at this triangle right here, my two smaller sides, which are 2 and 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. Is 4 greater than my third side? Nope. So this one does not work. So this would have to be the triangle that would work. 12, 12, and 2. Okay, so I hope everybody is okay. If you have any other questions, make sure you check with your elbow partner before you guys take your quiz.